Hi everybody, this is Bill Alpert of the Alpert Studio of Violin and of InvincibleViolinist.com. This is my cheat sheet video that's intended to introduce young students and parents to the left hand. Not that there aren't enough issues to consider in the bow hand, but most kids get stuck at the beginning using their left hand incorrectly. So this video is intended to illustrate some of the common errors and ways to avoid them. Give a kid a violin and he's going to hold it in a way that is non-productive. He's going to grasp it. He's going to cling to it using way too much energy. So instead, I chose to use the word touching the violin. I think that language choice is important. It's intended to illustrate the actual feeling of touch typing. That's what playing the violin is much like from the perspective of the violin hand or the left hand. So this video is about using a light touch and also about using the right angles and inclinations of the various body parts. When you play the violin, fingers are light, curved, and standing tall. Notice how much higher the knuckles are compared to the actual fingertips, which are resting lightly on the string. Check out this photo. I call it neutral wrist. It's the only way to produce the correct playing angle of the fingers. Many students play with a wrist that's facing up toward the ceiling. This tends to produce a flat finger and the wrong inclination of the left hand. Conversely, a lot of students sort of splay out their wrist backwards, and that introduces a lot of tension into the left hand, making it impossible to play correctly. If your wrist is neutral, your fingers are light and curved, there's still one more thing you have to think about as a violinist. That is rotating your hand around on axis. That produces a sight angle from your right eye through the hand tunnel. It's kind of like looking through the back of a telescope. Well, if you've done everything we talked about so far, you should find that your arm is in a vertical position and that your elbow is pointing pretty much straight down at your left toe. This arm, this violin arm, should also have a degree of freedom. You should be able to swing it back and forth to a small range, kind of like a pendulum. In this brief introduction, I know we're moving pretty quickly. One thing to keep in mind though, almost every student to a person is going to use too much pressure in the hand and fingers. So I condition my students with a simple tapping exercise, tapping each finger consecutively with the thumb. Very light action, very much again like touch typing. This is a good mental image to use to prepare your hand for playing. Well, I hope you find this to be helpful. I hope you find this quick reference to be of service to you. And if you're a person who needs more support, look for my Beginning the Violin video course. It's going to cover all of the basics in much more detail and do so from the perspective of a professional violinist and teacher. So until we meet again, may your violin journey motivate you, inspire you, and bring you great happiness. Thanks a lot.